Embrace the loneliness, man. I don't know. For so long, I've been feeling like I've been alone, and I had to come to the realization that I might actually just be at peace, like the peace that I prayed for. And you start to feel alone because like no one hits you up, or you're not getting advice or nothing. Everything is quiet, everything is still. You try to run from that stillness, but at the end of the day, if you realize, what if that stillness is something God allowed you to be in, so you could focus on what you need to focus on. You know, focus on the work that you're doing, like the career that you're trying to build, the life you're trying to build. It gives you the opportunity to focus on that. So why don't we just embrace the loneliness? It's something I'm trying to learn how to do. You get to that point, you're not chasing validation, and you're not trying to keep up with appearances, like the way your people perceive you. You're not trying to keep up with that. You're just trying to, be in your own lane, your own path with life. And you try to run from that, but what if we don't run from it? What if we just sit still and allow ourselves to be able to focus, away from all the noise, because that loneliness gives you that ability to be from that noise, to be from the crowd. That's why it's like embrace it. Look at loneliness as I'm at peace. Try to change perspective on loneliness. Say, oh, I'm finally at peace. I'm at peace, the peace that I prayed for, and I'm able to focus on what I need to focus on. Because I realized that when I started to sit in this loneliness that I now call peace, I started to hear myself clearly. I started to realize I didn't need constant company. I was the company that I was seeking, trying to seek friends, trying to seek someone to talk to, which always led me down to the wrong you know. And it gets to that point to like when you're at that loneliness, you're in this peace that we're calling, this loneliness that we're calling peace now. You're not, you don't have to explain where you're going to nobody. You don't have to explain what you're doing, but you get that ability to focus on yourself, your goals, your ambitions, and not have to explain to somebody else. Like, yes, it would be nice to have that person on side of you, trying to, that person you're able to share your life with, going forward what you're doing. But sometimes you just have to be by yourself. Because sometimes God separates us so you can reconnect with yourself. Because when you're in that midst of trying to seek people, friends, woo, 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 all that good stuff, bro, you lose yourself in the midst of it because you end up doing things trying to fit with the crowd. You're trying to, oh, they going to do this, let me go do this whole time. You might not even enjoy what they're doing. You're just trying to be in that presence of people that you don't really enjoy. I love people, I do. But sometimes I have to come to the realization that some people around me are not the people that I need in my life at the moment. They were good for one season, but when the next season come around, they shouldn't be there. You know, and sometimes isolation might feel like a punishment. You know, but whole time you have to look at it like a preparation. It's the only time you can actually be real to yourself. Only time you're able to sit there and find who you really are. Because finding who you are away from all the noise is so important to the rest of your journey. It's so important to find out who you are away from the noise, man. So, yeah, embrace that loneliness because it might actually just be you at peace, man. So, hopefully y'all resonated with this quick message, man. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Embrace the loneliness, man.